Welcome to Laser Everything. I'm Boyce, and today I'm going to show you how to make a Lake Michigan map out of 9 layers of wood into a shadow box. So you want to learn how to make this? Stick around. Okay, so first thing you do, you got to find a file. So here on Etsy, I downloaded this 3D Lake Michigan SVG map, and then I downloaded the SVG version myself. And then you import it into Lightburn, and it comes with all these instructions, color codes and whatnot, and labeled layers. I go and delete all those. It's pretty obvious which layer is what. So I start grouping things. You got to do a lot of work to kind of group things the way you want it for later. So I went ahead and grouped all the outlines and all the individual parts of it I think I'd manipulate later. But I kind of made some adjustments to what I wanted to look like, and I erased all the lines and stuff like that. And some of these cities' names were very small. I went ahead and enlarged some of those so it'd be a little better of an Engrave. And I didn't really care for this Lake Michigan font, so I went ahead and picked a different font and just replaced it. And I added a couple cities in there to this area that would be good for our market, Kalamazoo and St. Joe, because that's where I'm going to be selling my products at. So once you get these layers all grouped the way you want them, then you can start playing with the sizes. So I went ahead and made a frame for the size of my picture frame, and I went ahead and centered the layers on top of this frame, and I can manipulate the image to fit inside the frame I needed. So once you get all the images the size you want for your frame, then you go ahead and put it in order. Make sure your cut line is last. So I would make the engrave line first, move that up to fill, and mine is set for a 90-watt Mira, 300 speed, 40 power. You offset it 2 to 3 centimeters out. And then the cut layer is 10 speed, 70 power. This is for 1/8 inch or 3 millimeter wood. I'm using Baltic birch. Then you got to send it over to the Mira for the cut. So then I went ahead and I taped my entire piece of wood here, laid it on the Mira, lined it up, and went ahead and started the engrave and cutting process. And this takes a while, of course. And then you peel all the tape off, of course, stack them up in order. So here's all 9 layers put together. Now it's time to go outside and get to work sanding. So I'm using a DeWalt sander, square sandpaper here. I think it's 220 grit, and I sand each layer individually. Then use a toothbrush to kind of clean it out and get all the pieces of tape off. And then continue sanding each layer individually. The next step is staining. So the top layer I'm going to stain with this Minwax wood finish. This is a natural stain. And we're going to move on to the next step for the other 8 layers, which is spray painting. So here are the 8 colors that I used. And of course, the links will be in the description below where you can get these paints. And I got all these from Lowe's. Then I also bought this grip sprayer to kind of save my finger, and it actually makes a really nice even flow. It's got a nice little trigger. That's how you load it up there, put it up top, spray away. So I got all my spray paints in a row. We got to shake these bad boys up, get them ready to go. And they're going to go and start spraying layer by layer, setting them off to the side to dry. I let them dry for at least a few hours before I mess with them again. So there's all 8 layers side by side. So you can kind of see what they look like when it's all done being sprayed. You don't have to spray the whole thing, of course, just use a little around all the edges, make sure everything's covered. And then the fun part, put it all together. So here's the shadow box frame face down. I removed the plastic off the inside and outside of this thing. And we go ahead and start stacking the layers on there real quick. Of course, the stained layer, then the paint layers on top of them. And once it's on there, you can go ahead and put the backer on it, put the clips on, and there you go. Nice and clean, it's a beautiful product. And once you get this down, you can really kick out a lot of them at once. I've personally had pretty good luck with running about 10 of them at the same time. There's the small ones and there's the big ones I've made. And so what I did is I'd run like 9 of them or 10 of them at a row, depending on the wood you're using, the size. You just take whatever size wood you have. Let's say it's 24 by 24 in your bed, and you can make X amount depending on what size your frame is, and just do all those at one row in one shot. All the layers are gonna go really quick except for that top layer, the Engrave. The Engrave takes a while. So I ran 10 of them on the Engrave. It took about 2 hours to knock out all that engraving. But in the end, it works out really nice. You can knock out 10 of them in maybe a 3-hour time period. It's just, the rest of it's just all labor, sanding, staining, painting, and assembly. But overall, it's a really nice project. It's something that really does stick out on a market when you're out and about. So I think that's something everybody would enjoy. So all the links to the products I used to make in this video, the paint, the stains, the sandpaper, the equipment, everything you can see in there. It will be a link in the description below, of course. If you can, keep help supporting this channel by using our affiliate links and also become a member of the LMA. And that'll help keep this community going. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time, and burn to learn.